Join me as I dive into the tough realities of relationships and see if I can handle the brutal honesty that comes with it. Relationships are one of the most beautiful things in life, but they can also be incredibly tough. We often find ourselves lost in the romantic comedies and fairy tales, expecting our real-life relationships to mirror these idealized versions. But what happens when reality hits and it's nothing like what we dreamed of? One very common misconception that many people share is the belief that relationships are always easy, flowing effortlessly like a gentle stream. We often think that once we finally find the one, everything will magically fall perfectly into place, as if guided by destiny. But the truth is, real, lasting relationships require consistent work and unwavering dedication from both partners involved. It's a shared journey. Another widespread misconception is the expectation that our partner will always inherently understand us, even without us explicitly communicating our needs and desires. We sometimes expect them to possess mind-reading abilities, which, realistically, often leads to unnecessary frustration, hurt feelings, and disappointment. We also tend to idealize the very concept of love, often seeing it through rose-tinted glasses, and assume it will effortlessly conquer all obstacles. While love is undoubtedly a powerful and essential force, it's simply not enough to sustain a healthy relationship entirely on its own. We need to actively put in the effort to truly understand each other's perspectives, to communicate effectively and openly, and to work through our inevitable issues together as a team. And then there's the common misconception that relationships will always be filled with grand romantic gestures and constant excitement. While romance is certainly a beautiful and important part of any relationship, it's unrealistic to expect it to always be the primary focus. Lastly, we often operate under the assumption that relationships will inherently change us for the better. We believe that our partner will magically fix our deep-seated issues or somehow make us feel complete and whole. But the truth is, and it's a hard pill to swallow, we need to actively work on ourselves, confront our own shortcomings, before we can even begin to cultivate and build a truly healthy and fulfilling relationship with someone else. When we place the sole responsibility of our happiness and well-being squarely on our partner's shoulders, we inevitably set ourselves up for disappointment and potential heartache down the line. Furthermore, communication issues are a huge and often overlooked factor that contributes significantly to unhealthy and ultimately unsustainable relationship dynamics. When we consistently fail to communicate effectively and openly, we inadvertently leave ample room for assumptions, misunderstandings, and misinterpretations to fester and grow. Unmet expectations, often unspoken, can also be a major contributor to friction and discord within a relationship. When we expect our partner to behave in a certain predetermined way, or to intuitively meet our needs without clearly communicating them, we are essentially setting ourselves up for unnecessary conflict and potential resentment. Ultimately, unresolved conflicts, left unaddressed, can then insidiously lead to deep-seated resentment, lingering hurt feelings, and a gradual erosion of the bond between partners. Lack of intimacy and affection can also create distance in a relationship. When we feel like we're not being seen or heard, we start to feel disconnected from our partner. And then there's the issue of trust. When trust is broken, it can be incredibly difficult to repair. For me, a major reality check came when I realized that I was putting the responsibility of my happiness on my partner. I expected them to make me feel whole, to fix my issues and make me happy. But the truth is, my happiness comes from within. I need to work on myself, to understand what makes me tick, and to communicate those needs to my partner. That was a tough pill to swallow. A moment of stark realization, but it was also incredibly liberating. It felt like a weight had been lifted. I realized that I had the power to actively shape and create the relationship I truly wanted, rather than passively expecting my partner to do all the work or fulfill some predefined role for me. And I think that's a reality check, a hard truth, that a lot of people desperately need to hear and internalize for themselves. It's not always easy or comfortable to face the harsh realities and uncomfortable truths that relationships sometimes present, but it's absolutely necessary for personal and relational growth. By acknowledging the tough stuff, the challenges, and the imperfections, we can start to build stronger, healthier, and more resilient relationships that can weather any storm. We can learn to communicate more effectively and with greater empathy, to manage our expectations realistically, and to work through our issues together as a team, fostering deeper understanding and connection. In conclusion, relationships are incredibly complex and multifaceted, with many layers and nuances to navigate. By facing the realities of relationships head-on, with courage and honesty, we can start to build a stronger, more honest, and ultimately more fulfilling connection with our partner. It's not always easy. There will be bumps along the road, but it's absolutely worth it in the end. If you've had a similar reality check or aha moment in your own relationships, I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. Share your experiences. And if you're looking for even more tips and strategies on building healthy and thriving relationships, be sure to check out my next video on relationship advice.
You need to hear this if you're a true supporter, because today it's all about you. Let's share a little gratitude together. I just wanted to take a second to say thank you. Seriously, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for clicking, for watching, and for supporting this channel. Every time you hit that like button, leave a comment, or subscribe, it makes a huge difference. You're not just a number, you're part of this community, and your support inspires me to create even better content. It's your energy, your feedback, your encouragement that keeps this whole thing moving. If you haven't already, go ahead, hit that like button and subscribe. Let's keep growing, learning, and having fun together. I appreciate every single one of you. So from me to you, thank you. Let's see where this journey takes us next.